Alright guys, Amp Capo here, Black Adonis Games. Today we're going to be talking about skeleton retargeting, and then I'll show an example of skeleton retargeting. From my perspective, basically what skeletal retargeting does is it takes all of the references from one skeleton and gives those references to a different skeleton that you choose. Now, there are some pluses and minuses to this. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to pull some skeletons up real quick just so we can discuss some things. So first I'm going to pull up, let's see here, we'll pull up Ue4 just for an example, and we'll put skeleton just so you guys can see. This is how many Ue4 skeletons are in here right now from all the different kits that I use. So basically, if you want to be able to use these animations with another skeleton, you would have to either retarget all the animations to that skeleton or retarget the skeleton to another skeleton. So this is a thing that's probably not covered hardly at all anywhere I've looked at. Everyone always talks about just retargeting animations, and people don't talk very much about retargeting the actual skeleton. So basically, if we go in here and we go to the mesh, like we have this amplify animation pack character here, and I'm gonna close these other tabs because I was working and I haven't used this in a while, so it's gonna probably build a few little quick shaders. And then we got the Ue4 Mannequin Skeleton. I'm gonna try to find the one from the kit that I use here. So that one is gonna be right here. Okay, so if we pull these two skeletons up, I'll show you guys what I mean about retargeting and things like that. So boom, we're gonna use you and we're gonna use you. All right, so if we go to these two, you're gonna see they both have skeletons. They both say Ue4, but there's gonna be some differences. You see the skeleton's holding weapons and has a weapon socket on the back and things like that. So if you come down here, you see there's a bunch of sockets connected to this character, and if you go down this character, there's not any sockets. So basically this character doesn't have any sockets assigned to it at all. What we could technically do, if we wanted to retarget everything from this character to this character, we could do it easily because every other bone is exactly the same. As long as the skeleton that you are moving to has exactly the same bone structure and it is of the same origin. Like I said, if they're both Ue4 Mannequin Skeletons, they're going to have the bone twists and things like that are going to be facing pretty much the same direction. So that's what you're looking for. So in this case, I literally could just go to the skeleton here. I could go browse to it, okay? And I'll show you guys how to actually retarget it in a minute. I'm not gonna do it with this skeleton because there's animations here that I'm not sure I wanna work with off of this particular skeleton. There's actually a different skeleton that's available as well. So we're gonna go ahead and you know what, it doesn't matter. We can go ahead and do it. I'll retarget it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just go ahead and show you guys right quick. So what we would do is we would go here and we would pick retarget to another skeleton. Now you wanna make sure that both the skeletons are in the retarget manager set up to humanoid rig, the same rig, okay? Nothing else really matters as long as this skeleton has all the bones this one has. We're replacing the references for each bone. So basically, what you're doing when you retarget it to another skeleton is you're replacing this root reference with this one. So anything, any animation, any blueprint that's calling these bones from this particular skeleton will now call them from this particular skeleton. All right, so let's go back down in there, and we're just gonna go like this, and we're gonna say retarget to another skeleton. And you would go find your skeleton, which we have one right here. FPS game, mannequin skeleton. We could click this. We could press retarget. It's gonna take a little minute to do it. It'll go through its little changes, and then it's gonna retarget it. I've already done it with this skeleton. That's why I did it so fast and you didn't even see anything happen. because I've already retargeted these animations. So if I go into the amplify animation pack and we go to animations, so let's go to character and let's see animation blueprints, blend spaces. So here you can see these are some of the animations that I've already moved over, but these are to my character here, and so these animations work fine. Now see, she has a skeleton as well that has all the same bones, but her skeleton was built in a different format. So you see she has teeth and all these other bones that my other characters could not use. Now we could just not move these over if we were to retarget her character, or if we were to retarget like I did in this case to her character. I just had to copy the bones from the other character, the sockets I should say, not the bones. You got to copy the sockets from the other character to this character's skeleton, and then these are the amplify animations, so she does all of them with no problem. Once you retarget to that new skeleton, it just makes the whole process quite easy. It's just a matter of switching blueprints and things like that. So that's pretty much what you guys got to do. It doesn't take very long. I do have another video that I'm gonna attach to this, just demonstrating it all the way through. So we'll go ahead and hit y'all with that. So what we could do is we could just retarget any information going to this skeleton to the Ue4 Mannequin Skeleton so that it takes over, or we could delete the skeleton. And in this case, I would just delete this skeleton and replace all the references with the Ue4 Mannequin Skeleton. Okay, so let's try that and see how that works. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in here. We're gonna actually go to delete the skeleton, and it's going to show you all the references to the skeleton. Okay, so this would be every animation that came in the kit that I'm actually working in. So what we're going to do now is you're just going to replace, and we know it's a Ue4, so we're just going to go Ue4, and then what you're going to have to do is go here and highlight until we see the one that we're looking for. And there are a lot of Ue4 Mannequin Skeletons in here, as you can see from all the different characters that I'm working in. And I could break most of these down. This is the one I want to use, the FPS, because that's what most of my characters, I'm basically converting them all to the same skeleton. And since, like I said, there's no sockets or anything in the way, that's all you would have to do. And then you just want to press replace references. Okay, so you can go like this, and it says it will replace the reference to the pending deleted assets with the Ue4 Mannequin Skeleton, and then delete them. So it's going to ask you, I'm say yes, and it's going to take a little minute to process all that information. We'll come back as soon as it's done, because like I said, it's going to take a little minute. It's going to basically have to replace all the references, and then it's going to rebuild and save to the new skeleton. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, so that's done now. So let's go ahead and go in, and we're gonna save these assets. It's gonna go ahead and make that change. So now if we go into this close combat anime set here, and we got the animations, we got in place here, and we go to the hit reactions now, we will see that one of the skeletons actually turned to the red mesh that I'm using on my Ue4 Mannequin Skeleton. So now you'll see that it's using the SK mesh to represent these animations, so they'll work completely with this character now without any problem, or any character that's using this skeleton will be able to use these animations as well. So that's how easy it is. If you don't want to sit there and try to highlight and find all the animations, and you say you just got a kit and it came with the skeleton, as long as it's the same, like I said, if it's a standard Ue4 Mannequin Skeleton or a skeleton with the same structure, and you got to just make sure, especially anything that someone else just created that's not a standard Ue4 Mannequin Skeleton, then it's going to probably have bone twist issues and other things. So you know, that's pretty much how you do it. So now I could be able to take this animations and these animations and apply them to this character right here, and like I said, or any other character that uses that skeleton. Let's see if I could find another mesh here, like the monster, just to show you an example. So if I switch to the SK monster, okay, and I would literally have to change the preview mesh here to monster, and you'll see he uses that skeleton, so instantly animations instantly work for this character. And that'll be any character, like I said, that uses this animation set. It'll work for them. If they're not using the animation set, you will notice right away. Let's see here, we got production rows, see, same thing. So these characters all use this same skeleton, and I would definitely do some work on her legs and things to change that, how it looks there. And that's just a matter of going into your let me get back up here so you guys can see. It's just a matter of going into your animation settings for that bone, which in that case this looks like it's our left thigh. So we'll go down here and get to where the legs are, and we got the left thigh. You can actually go here and show the retargeting options, and you'll see it's set to animation. If we change that back to skeleton, you'll see now that that leg doesn't have that big bowy look to it anymore like it had. So sometimes that's what you'll have to do with the animations. I'll show you again. See how that leg popped out and it looks really weird, and then you put that on skeleton, boom, snaps it back in so it looks, you know, more accurate. So that's pretty much what you want to do for any character that you want to use a bunch of animations from another character, but you don't want to sit there and sift through and retarget everyone. That's how you can do it. That will also move any montages, anything that has to do with that character skeleton over. All right, so that's what I wanted to show y'all today, man. I appreciate y'all stopping by, man. Amp Capo here, Black Adonis Games.